A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you all? I hope that you all are fine and doing well. This is me, your Islamic studies teacher, and students, as you know, that we are learning our unit number 29, and we are going to continue this lesson. So let's start. Okay, students, so here is our unit number 29, and the name of the lesson is the dignity of work in Islam. And the main points are previous knowledge, that first we will revise the important points which we have learned from this lesson earlier. Then we will continue reading of the lesson, and this is from your textbook, page number 101, and this is the last page of this lesson. And then inshallah there will be explanation for you, and exercise C is going to be your homework. The dignity of work. Students, the very first thing which we have learned from this lesson is the status of a believer, that what is the rank of a believer. And we learned that the believer is not allowed and he is not permitted to avoid earning a living with the reason on the pretext of devoting his life to worship or mere reliance on Allah, depending on Allah, as gold and silver do not fall from the heaven. And he is also not permitted to live on charity, while he is capable to earn for himself what is needed for life. And we learn that charity is permitted neither to the rich nor to the able-bodied. And we also learned that Islam dislikes idleness and inactivity. So to try to earn a lawful living is an obligation like the other obligations in Islam. And then we have learned a hadith that Allah's messenger, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, preferred earning one's livelihood through one's effort. And he said that no one eats better food than that which he earns from the work of his own hands. And we also learned that Prophet ﷺ disliked beggary. And he also said that it is better for one of you to take his robe and fetch a load of firewood on his back and sell it, than he should go beg from people whether they give him anything or refuse him. Okay, students, we also learned that some people hold certain jobs in contempt, means they give lack of respect, and they consider unworthy of one's concern, and also they associate them with shame, degradation and inferiority. And we also learned that Allah's messenger, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, absolutely rejected this idea, absolutely rejected this behavior. And the general standard about earning a living is that Islam does not permit its followers to earn money in any way they like. Rather, it draws a clear line between lawful and unlawful ways of earnings. And students, also we learn that honor belongs to those who works, and no to those who sit idle and are parasites. And then we learn the different ways of earning of some prophets, that the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, used to pasture goats for a living, and then later he engaged himself in trade. And we learned about the Prophet Dawood and the Prophet Adam and the Prophet Nuh and the Prophet Musa and the Prophet Isa, that how they earned their living. And then students, we learned that the believer must earn his living in halal ways, and the believer can earn a living by agriculture, trade, industry, handicraft, or by any other job or profession, so far as it does not involve him in doing, supporting, or promoting anything expressly forbidden, which is forbidden in our religion. And it follows that the believer must earn his living in halal ways. In short, we can say this. And he should always keep clearly in mind that whatever he does is known to Allah. Okay, students, so the next point from this lesson is earning through farming. The Quran encourages man to engage in agricultural activity. And why is this so? For it has been made easy for him by a divine favor, by a heavenly favor. Which you can say that farming has been made easy by a divine favor, and we discussed this point in our Zoom class. As it comes in a hadith that a Prophet ﷺ said, it is charity for any Muslim who plants a tree or cultivates land which provides food for a bird, animal, or man. And in another hadith, that when a Muslim plants a tree and looks after it actively until it matures and bears fruit, he is rewarded. That was is an incident of Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that once a man saw that Abu Darda, may Allah be pleased with him, planting a walnut tree. The man remarked, when he passed a comment, that are you planting this tree even though you have grown old? It will take years before this tree bears fruit. So what? Replied Abu Darda. Other will eat of its fruit and the reward will be mine. What a beautiful answer. Next point is industries and professions. And students, we learn that farming is no doubt essential, and Islam encourages believers to engage in it to the benefits in this world and the next. But Islam does not seek to limit the believers' activities merely to agriculture. Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, had cautioned Muslims against this, and by saying that if you deal in usury, giving it various names, and hang to the tails of cows, satisfied with agriculture only, ceasing to perform jihad, Allah will impose disgrace upon you, which will not be removed until you return to your religion. And thus, in addition to the agriculture, the Muslim must develop different types of small and heavy industries, handicrafts, trade, aeronautics, computer science, and buildings are as essential for the strength of a free, rich, and powerful nation. Another very important point from this lesson is professions and earnings forbidden by Islam, means the believers are not allowed to earn a living from these ways which are mentioned. Like the very first is immodest and shameful art, like dancing or other immodest and shameful art. Then making statues and similar articles. Then earning from drugs, like earning from production, sale, and distribution of alcoholic drinks and drugs. Believer is not allowed to earn through these ways, and there are mentioned also. So move to those points. Okay, students, like other previous ways, believers are also not allowed to taking employment in nightclubs and dancing halls and pubs and in casinos, etc. And also they are not allowed to earn from gambling, interest, lotteries, and bribery, or in short you can say that all those ways which are harmful to the society. Then the next and last point from this lesson is pay the worker before his sweat dries. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, strongly denounced, strongly dispraised, strongly condemned delay in payments, and payments to the workers and non-payments, reduction in the amount due to them, and the violation of their rights and privileges. the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, every kind of injustice and cruelty done to employees, servants, and wage earners. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has said that pay the worker before his sweat dries. And another hadith, uh, this hadith contains a severe warning. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, is reported to have said that Allah the Almighty said, "There are three whose adversary I shall be on the day of resurrection. A man who has given his word by me and has broken it. A man who has sold a free man and has consumed the price. And a man who has hired a workman has exacted his due in full from him and has not given him his wage." So this is very scary hadith. We should learn a lesson from all these things. Okay students, so here is your homework that you are directed to read unit number 29, page 100 and 101, and then do activity C, question answers. Write these question answers on your neat notebook and then learn them. And then students, here is your homework that write a short note on industries and professions. And to writing this note, you can take help from your textbook. And then students, when you will read this lesson, when you will finish the reading, you are directed to make 10 MCQs from this unit for your objective practice. Thank you very much, dear students. Take very good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.